welcome back and welcome if you're new here. My name is Adriana, and a little bit about myself for those who have not seen my videos before or don't know me that well. I am a certified personal trainer, and here on my YouTube channel I share my PCOS journey. I talk about PCOS, I share some of my favorite recipes and cooking which are part of my PCOS friendly diet. And of course, as a personal trainer, I share fitness and workouts. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. On one of my previous videos in my Talking PCOS series, I did an overview on how dieting affects PCOS, and I covered some of the more common diets you'll find for PCOS when you start Googling everything, because usually when we get diagnosed with something, first thing, or any type of research you plan on doing, first place to go to is Google. So if you haven't seen that video yet, I recommend checking it out and then coming to see this one, unless you're just interested in this particular topic of the day. And that one is gonna be, we're talking about dairy and gluten-free diet for PCOS. That's today's topic. All right, we're gonna cover what is a dairy and gluten-free diet, how does it affect PCOS, what does a typical dairy and gluten-free diet entail, and some pros and cons about this diet. So there's a lot we're going to cover, but couple of quick notes before we get into it. I'm just super excited today. It's a great day. It's like bright and shiny outside. It snowed. It's Chicago. I live where the wind hurts your face, so just seeing this bright sun outside, it's like, yes, spring's around the corner. So excited. Anyways, a couple of quick notes before we get into it. If you do like my content and want to see more about PCOS, I do have an Instagram and a TikTok. I'll go ahead and drop that handle right below if you want to go ahead and search me up. I do post on Instagram weekly, and I do post on TikTok, but TikTok I post mostly on a daily basis. I do post on this YouTube channel as well on a weekly basis, again, talking about PCOS, things about my PCOS journey, my favorite recipes, and cooking, and fitness. So I highly recommend hitting that subscribe and notification button if you don't want to miss out on any of my videos that come up on my YouTube channel. Again, YouTube is going to be a longer format, and on this channel I do post videos that you will not see on my Instagram or on my TikTok. Plus, it's a great way for you to show support to my channel, and it helps me grow and keep making videos like this and reach more women just like yourself who are curious about PCOS and the different diets or anything around PCOS. So thank you for those who have already shown me support, but let's get into today's topic. So what is a dairy and gluten-free diet? Just like the name suggests, it is eliminating, or in some cases limiting, your intake of dairy and gluten in your diet. So I'll quickly go over what dairy and gluten is in case you don't know what it is. Dairy is the byproduct, or is a product made from the milk of mammals. The most common dairy product is made from cow's milk. So that'll be like your milk, your butter, your cheese, your yogurt, kefir, anything of that. But pretty much it's products made from milk of animals. Now, gluten is a general name for a protein that is found in wheat, barley, and rye. Gluten helps the food maintain their shape and their figure, so it acts like a glue to hold everything together. But it's not actual glue, so don't think like Elmer's glue, just think like it's that bonding protein that keeps everything together. Please don't eat Elmer glue. I don't know what happens sometimes in the world. Anyways, lost my train of thought. But what are some reasons why removing dairy and gluten from your diet may help with PCOS? Women with PCOS have higher markers of inflammation than women without PCOS. When it comes to removing dairy, there's a bit of a debate on whether dairy really does cause or doesn't cause inflammation. There definitely has to be more research done on it. But there has been a small marker of inflammation, like there's been a small population where it does cause inflammation. Again, more research should be done on this one, so there's no distinctive answer on how dairy does affect PCOS, but some of the reasons to remove dairy from your diet is because it does inflame acne. Some women may experience gas and bloating and digestive problems when it does come to consuming dairy and digesting it. Digesting, same thing. There can be an added hormone in certain dairy products. that can affect your skin's oil production. As for gluten, daily consumption of wheat products may contribute to chronic inflammation. A lot, but not all the gluten-containing foods tend to be refined carbs or have added sugar in them. Yeah, not all, but some contain, depends. If you decide to buy the Wonder Bread or the whole grain bread. The Wonder Bread is going to be more refined, and the whole grain is not going to be as much. Anyways, this is going to impact your insulin resistance in PCOS. So removing gluten can improve blood sugar levels and decrease inflammation and reduce the symptoms of PCOS. Now, quick reminder, I have covered this a couple times in my previous videos, but again, if you haven't seen my other videos, I will go over this, or just a nice refresher on what insulin resistance is. So insulin resistance is when the body cannot properly absorb glucose, so the pancreas starts overproducing insulin. Now, glucose raises insulin levels, and too high of insulin levels can lead to increased levels of androgens, aka your male hormones known as testosterone, and oxidative stress known as inflammation. And too high of insulin levels can cause, too high of insulin levels is going to cause too high of testosterone levels and will make your PCOS symptoms worse. Again, PCOS is a hormonal imbalance, and we don't want too high of one or the other. So going gluten-free, if you have PCOS and or a gluten sensitivity or allergy, can help with the inflammation. Now, food sensitivity occurs when certain foods trigger your immune system to overreact to certain foods that cause inflammation, leaky gut, and an imbalance in your gut bacteria. Women with PCOS may also have other medical conditions such as leaky gut, IBS, food sensitivity, but that is something that you should go and talk to your doctor about if you think that's what you may be having, so they could run the proper tests for you and properly diagnose you if you do have any other medical conditions along with PCOS. Now, more research does have to be done on the effects of dairy and gluten on PCOS, but there have been reports of women who have removed the dairy and gluten from their diets, and they've been feeling better, they're able to lose weight and reduce their PCOS symptoms. Side note, I do follow a dairy and gluten-free diet about 98% because I do like to enjoy my pizza once in a while. I have personally seen improvements with my own PCOS symptoms by removing dairy, it's going to be the proper word, limiting dairy and gluten out of my diet. So again, I feel like there should be more research done on this and how it actually does affect women's hormones. Okay, so what are some cons that are going in with this diet? So many products that are gluten-free, not the ones that are naturally gluten-free. So I'm not like talking about like potatoes. I'm talking about super refined, like some certain gluten-free breads, or you find gluten-free crackers. They may have a poor nutritional value and are overprocessed or have added sugar into it just to make sure they taste good. So keep that in mind. So beware of these products and focus on the foods that are naturally gluten-free. Now, dairy products do contain important nutrients that you need in your daily diet. So that'll be your calcium, your probiotics, your CLA, your vitamin D and B vitamins. So it's going to be important when you start removing dairy from your diet to make sure you get these nutrients from other foods and incorporate it into your diet. Now, reading ingredient labels on food products is very important when you're following a dairy and gluten-free diet. A lot of the foods that are pre-made or canned foods, those pre-made products such as soups, sauces, frozen meals, pre-made foods, protein bars, pre-made shakes, anything that's ready to eat may have dairy and gluten in them. Again, it is super important. Look at that food label, go in the back, you'll see a list of ingredients and it will tell you if there's milk in it, any dairy products, or if there's any type of gluten or wheat in it. So please keep an eye on it because you may see something that looks great, but double check it. So what foods are normally removed part of this diet. So when it comes to dairy, of course, you're going to be removing your milk, your cheese, your yogurt, your kefir, your ice cream, butter, and products in food that have dairy in it. So for example, if I decide to go get, I'm trying to think, a sauce of some sort, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to have to look at the ingredients. And if it says dairy in it, I won't be able to buy it because, again, I am avoiding dairy as much as I can and limiting it. But there are options out there that are dairy and gluten-free. Now, when it comes to gluten, you're going to have your bread, your pastas, your cereal, your granola bars, your protein bars, crackers, anything that has flour in it. And when it comes to alcohol, beer. Beer does have gluten in it. So if you're a beer drinker, I'm so sorry. I like tequila, so I don't really have too much of an issue with that, but agave. Yeah, so you'll find gluten in a lot of those products. Again, read the ingredient list. Double check before you buy anything when you are following this type of diet. Now, what are some alternatives for dairy and gluten? When it comes to gluten, you'll start to learn how to make food swaps. For example, instead of getting a flour tortilla to make your tacos or your burrito, you're going to go ahead and opt for that corn option instead. And it's nice when you know these stuff because when you go out to restaurants, like the other day I went and got tacos with a girlfriend, corn tortilla, great. I enjoy my tacos. I'm not really missing out on life. But I did have to say no to cheese. But it's okay. Now, then you got your lentils, you got your legumes, and you got chickpea alternatives for pasta. Those are also great. They're going to be lower in carbs and higher in protein, which is nice. Then you got products that are like naturally gluten-free, such as your potatoes, your quinoa. And then you have products that the gluten has been removed from it, which is nice because since there was that big gluten-free diet fad thing going on a few years ago, a lot of companies started making products removing gluten from it. Just nice. So it makes it a little easier. Now, when it comes to dairy, okay, I don't know why someone's emailing me on a Sunday, but all right, when it comes to dairy, cashew and almond yogurt and milk-based alternatives are great. Oat milk is great. Plant or vegan-based dairy alternatives are great too. So you could go to the store and find a lot of vegan-based butters, cheeses. They have these alternatives ready to go, which is also a great option. If you still want to enjoy cheese and butter, you got it covered. So most grocery stores will now carry that vegan option. Now, there is more that can be added onto each list on what you can or cannot eat, but I do highly recommend working with your registered dietitian or your doctor on creating a dairy and gluten-free diet plan for you if that is the right course of action for you to take for your PCOS symptoms. Again, they're the only one, your doctor are the only ones who could really tell you what to eat for a medical condition. So we did cover a lot today in regards to dairy and gluten-free diet. And if you've experienced this diet or currently on it, or you're thinking about doing it, or you've done it, did you like it? Did you not like it? How did it affect your PCOS symptoms? I would love to hear about it because, again, I'm dairy and gluten-free to like 98%. Because, you know, once in a while, you gotta enjoy pizza in moderation. I'd love for you to drop a comment. I'd love to hear your side of your story, your view, and your experience. So go ahead and do that right below. And if you have enjoyed this video and like to see more videos like this, I recommend hitting that like and subscribe button so you could keep up with my weekly YouTube videos. And plus, again, it's a free way to show support to my channel so I can reach more women just like yourself and keep creating videos like this. And reach more women. Like I said, my brain's on a whole new train. I'm like, but thank you so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate it, and I will see you on my next one.